I've got my new batteries. Excellent. Hello.
This time on CrashTestDummyTV.
Hello all. I've kind of gotten a little sidetracked, but something I did want to do. I've made some crash bars for the side there for next time. Next time some bastard comes and knocks me down. Anyway, not the individual that did, because, you know, it turned out alright. What I've just done, basically I'll start from the beginning. The photos on screen, think of a step stool that was in your mum's kitchen. It's probably that vintage, if not your grandma's. And it folded out, and then you got it's a stool. Yes, chop, chop, chop. And weld. And yeah, this is done. Now the steel is that thick. I'm not 100% how strong it is, but it sounds, you know, don't know if you can hear that, but there's a bike going past. It's only a little one, but a bike's a bike. And I'm jealous. Alright, now let's see how much I can get in before this battery dies. Yeah, that's finished product. That's the aluminium tape I was mentioning before. I did a little bit of a pinstripe, so to say, just a thin wedge. I cut little strips, and I did the joiner from paint to chrome, or to the original chrome. So I just put 3 little strips on each one. And covered up a little bit more underneath on top in spots, just where it exposed the paint. I don't want to hit it too hard. I can hear that through the springs on the exhaust. I don't want to test it out, but when I do, as long as it works once. As long as it works once, that's all I care. I repolished the exhaust flanges. I painted the exhaust black. I wasn't happy with silver. There was too much silver, so I decided black. But now in hindsight, I kind of think silver. But in the long run, I want to get them porcelain coated. I polished the muffler too. I just keep on polishing things. I keep on looking at these, the rear peg and brake holder. I want to get that sleeved, get it ground out and put a brass sleeve in there. That's one thing Kawasaki didn't do. It's aluminium to metal. One's going to wear out, particularly the aluminium. It's getting closer. I've pulled out all the shims, remeasured them again, going through the process with a friend of mine, ProQuip, for all your mechanical needs. He's actually done Dakar. I must ask him about that. See what the deal is. Oh, what tools did I use? I'll flash them up on the screen. Tools: hacksaw, a drill press in my case, band-aids, more hacksaws, files, drills, band-aids, welders. Don't forget the goggles, otherwise canes is your choice after that. What else did I use? Paint. Hello again. I've got my new batteries. Excellent. Thank you, Better Batteries. I ordered it on Friday morning, I think it was, and I got it today in the mail, Monday. So that was pretty bloody quick. I actually wanted to add on something else to the order, but it was too fast. Now I've got to pay more postage. Oh well. Anyway, other video. Very grainy, crappy, so I'm going to hopefully use the audio out of it and see if I can overlay on some other footage. side crash bars done. This one's they're both the same length from the frame, same measurements, etc, etc, but this engine cover is a lot further out than the other side. I hope it will still protect it if it comes down. Touch wood, cross fingers, it never happens. Nice and solid. What I used is quite thick steel. I cut this down to centre, then I had two lengths to use as the plate down here for these two lower bars, with one bolt in the middle going straight into the engine frame, mounting the engine. The top I used a plate half the thickness. Used the two bolts on this side, welded it in between, and on the other side I just used the one bolt, the one engine bolt, engine to frame, and welded it in the same position. I also used some aluminium tape made by 3M to cover up all my crappy welds and the joining spots where the paint to chrome starts. I wanted to save as much chrome as I could. There's a couple of spots where I'll have to dab a bit of paint on, but yeah, it's going to serve a function. So yeah, frame, it was an old step stool. So yeah, why get the new stuff and buy a pipe bender and blah 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 when you can pick up some junk out of somewhere and make your own. Cool. Saved myself $200 there. Took me about 2 or 3 days of probably 4 hours each day, so you know, 12, 16 hours roughly. It's filing and all the making it look pretty time. Cool. Groovy. Hopefully you can see it. If worst case this does come down, it's going to be on an angle, coming down on its side, and it'll be obviously coming in a forward motion, so it'll come down like that. Now hopefully this weld here doesn't break too much, but I'm thinking that the bar will bend, obviously. You know, it's a lot of force. So when it comes down, it's going to, because this is so close here, it'll rest against that cover and hopefully not crack it in the process. Just hope the gap in between is enough gap to absorb that shock, because there's not a lot of gap there. No fancy schmancy tools used. I was actually quite happy using an arc welder, but I finished it off with my brother's MIG welder. If you can't weld, doesn't matter, as long as you get, as long as you can tack weld. You just build up mounds of tack weld and build onto that, and then grind it down in the shape that all the professionals weld at. That little well of overlapping waves, or however they do it. Looks so pretty, but I rarely do that type. Yeah, so give it a go.
You suck!
Apparently this is a rat bike, because a rat bike definition is something that you're using, you get keeping on the road at minimal cost. So yeah, this is my rat bike. Groovy. Pretty shiny and smart looking rat bike. Anyway, keep it upright, ride safe out there, and I'll speak to you again soon. But the next time I get sidetracked or do the shins. Cool. Awesome.